A few years ago, I started to feel like anxiety was taking over my life. My husband and I moved back to Abbotsford in 2017. I felt like I was paralyzed. I felt like I was drowning. I felt like all my thoughts and feelings were racing, and all my thoughts and feelings about other people were thinking and feeling were just constantly just going in my head. And relationships were hard, social situations were hard, decisions were hard, everything was hard. It was also a season where we were going through change. We had new jobs and we moved, and I felt like it was the time for me to actually go after what God called me to do. And so I started to pursue ministry jobs, and every single one of them slammed in my face. All the doors closed for me, and I was crushed. I thought I knew what God had for me, and clearly He had other plans. Amongst the anxiety and all of these closed doors, I remember feeling like I was stuck in a hallway. I was stuck, and there was all these doors, and I could open them, and I would look through, and I would almost run and live out that situation and all the worst case scenarios and all of that. But then all of a sudden it would slam in my face, and I would be right back where I started. I remember just all I wanted to do was step into something new and find what God called me to and get out of the hallway, actually be able to walk through one of those doors. And I think it was about this time in January, a few years ago, where I asked God what He had for me that year, and He said, "Stay where you are," which was not what I wanted to hear at the time. But I decided to listen to Him, and so I learned what it was like to stay in His presence. And it wasn't that He wanted me to stay in my anxiety or stay in the desert or stay in the hallway. It was that He wanted me to stay with Him. It's that He wanted me to find Him in the wasteland, in the desert, in my anxiety. He wanted me to find Him. And as I did, I would take all my entangled thoughts and all my anxious feelings to Him instead, and I found peace. And it wasn't an easy process. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm completely healed. I struggle with anxiety still. I'm still on the journey, but I have found what it means to sit with Jesus, to let His presence change me. And it wasn't a formula. It wasn't my brokenness plus God's presence equals healing. Like I said, it's about being with God. Nothing looks like I envisioned it 3 years ago. Nothing looks like what I even saw through those doors in the hallway. But I'm exactly where I'm meant to be because I'm staying with God. When we learn to weave the presence of God through our lives, even in the desert, we can flourish. Even in the desert, we can find our strength. Even in the desert, we can bloom. We can find our peace.